All right, sick. What happened, man? How come? What happened?
I didn't have the right output on Discord
Oh,
for
okay.
the speakers, even though I guess I haven't taken on a call on here before.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I've got this Discord, but I don't really use it for anything other than typing. So I
Yeah.
don't know the wonders of all the other functionality.
Oh, okay. But yeah, welcome onto my stream, man.
Yeah, I can see you delayed on my other screen by about 30 seconds.
Yeah, don't watch my
I can't not, Andrew. It's too hypnotizing.
just all right. But yeah, do you want to tell the chat who you are?
My name's Michael Wilde, and I'm an alcoholic. No, I'm just kidding. I am a VFX artist. I've been working in the VFX industry for 7 years now. I worked that out a little while ago when I was updating my CV. And I've worked the majority of that time at NPC and DNEG. I met Andrew 6 years ago
Yeah, NPC.
um, at NPC. His first job, my second job. I was at a small company before then, which I'm starting at again on Monday.
Oh, really? Nice. Congrats.
Yeah, yeah, a job, but that's a whole another thing. Yeah, so I've been working in the VFX industry for 7 years. As I've done it all. Um, I started as a lighting artist, and then I worked in Groom for 2 years, and then I was a generalist at DNEG London. And then I went to DNEG Vancouver as another generalist, and then kind of since then I've been doing mainly modeling and texturing. But I am best known, I guess, for my texturing work because that's what people see online the
Is
most.
that what you wanted? I mean, you did do
Um,
the texture
I like
node
I
things,
have
right?
no yeah, I have no problem with. I think the only thing that annoys me somewhat is I mean it's just it comes with the territory. I didn't want to do modeling tutorial, or like I do some ZBrush ones, and funnily enough they're the ones that always get the most views on YouTube. The algorithm is like, yeah, your ZBrush videos are doing really great. So I could like transition into that full time, but I feel most comfortable with Mari, and I also feel like it's a market that isn't tapped into. So I don't want to be teaching kind of the ethos of that YouTube channel is I didn't want the information to be redundant when it to be educational somewhat. Anyway, that's a whole nother ball game. But
But I thought your most famous because everyone seems to know you for like the node tutorials in Mari.
yeah, I think it's because it just wasn't hugely talked about, and I think it's quite it's a difficult piece of software if you have never touched it before.
Yeah,
Um, and funny, like I learned the node graph by being thrown into it on Detective Pikachu, so it wasn't even that long ago. But
yeah.
NPC they were using the node graph, and they're like, "Hey, you need to edit this cubone texture. Here's the file." And I opened it up. I was like, "Where are the layers?" And it was just this like nuke graph style thing of all these. I'm not going to swear. All
Sorry,
these
I can
like
swear. I
loads
swear
of
all the time.
okay, a shit ton of nodes. Just and I was like, wait, what? And I just had to learn within a day. Like I had to learn the node graph, otherwise this asset wasn't getting textured. And then since then, I was like, oh, this is amazing. And I've kind of been a bit like knocking on all the doors. Like, have you heard about our Lord and Savior, the Mari node graph? But it's kind of what I've been known for a little bit. Like when I went back over to DNEG the second time when I was there last summer. Um, no one used the node graph, so I was
Yeah.
like kind of converting people. I was like, "Hey guys, have you heard of this awesome new thing?"
No.
So yeah, I would consider myself more of a generalist, but if people only assume I do one certain thing, then that's fine with me as long as they don't think I do it badly. Then
Yeah, at least it's not Grim like that.
yeah, I mean, you say that, but I've actually been meaning to learn XGen recently, like get
Really?
back into it just for personal work. But it would be cool to whatever my next thing to be would be to do maybe some XGen stuff.
Yeah.
Just especially when you're doing personal work and it's a creature, like very few animals like are completely hairless. So just the ability to add a few hairs here and there.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah,
But would you ever get high? Would you ever want to do Grim as a job again? Because
no.
fair enough.
No,
Yeah.
unequivocally, absolutely not. No, there's I would just quickly preface it, just because like me and you know my history with it.
Yeah. All right.
I have no problem with grooming. I think I was somewhat okay at it, but it wasn't the job for me, and I just
Just
got
got
pigeonholed in it
pigeonholed.
because it's
Yeah, for
quite
sure.
yeah quite niche.
The Grim
But
is
I'm
the
just
safest job
yeah in
because
that
there's no
well
Grim.
you say that, but even COVID, who knows?
Oh yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
true.
no, um it's definitely one that like I kind of saw myself. I was like looking down that rabbit hole, and I was like, yeah, if if I don't get out of this anytime soon, then I'm doing this the rest of my life. And I was like, do you want to do this for the rest of your life? And I was like, nope. So I quit.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, I have a question. Like, so a lot of people have been throwing around how amazing Substance is. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So you
Let's
said I can't swear. No, I'm joking.
yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts about Substance, and they are ever changing. So I'm sure I will end up eating these words. My general process. So
For
my
people that won't
real
work in the industry, this is the main thing, though.
yeah. So my real issue with Substance Painter over using Mari is it makes people lazy. It's kind of the same way. I don't know the modeling equivalent,
Well,
but
it's
it would
like
be like
ZBrush people sculpting and thinking they don't need topology.
I was about to say, it's like ZBrush people thinking that ZRemesher is okay. And ZRemesher is great sometimes. I have ZRemeshered one part of the Squirtle because I couldn't be bothered to hand retopo it. And by that point, I was just done with the project mentally. So it's really like it has its use, and I think it's only getting better. And I'm quite glad it's lighting a fire under the arse of the Foundry and like Mari, because there are some things with that I think are lacking. And I've spoken about this to no end, I'm sure, on YouTube. um, but to me, it's just a bit like you. Um, the problem, like people will take a preset, they'll just throw down a material, usually the machine gun metal, whatever it's called, the yellow one with rust on it, and be like, cool, I've textured an asset. It's like, no, you absolutely haven't. You've used a preset, and I can see the preset you've used, or you've used the preset and you've changed some of the things, which is, and again, that's a completely valid. Like I've worked on assets, like when I was on Elite Battle Angel at DNEG Van, we had so many materials we had to make. So some of them I made bespoke in Designer, and some of them I was like, oh, this preset looks close enough, and then I just edited it. So each their own. The problem is if you don't understand the underlying technical aspect of it, which I'm find it like I've got this Discord and I answer questions and people like show me their work, and I do like I see it somewhat often. They're like, oh, cool, this is this like, or you see it online and be like, this is my render. Why doesn't it look right? And it's like, oh, because your metallic is wrong or your spec roughness is wrong. And they'll be like, okay, cool. What like that you won't hear like what does this map supposed to look like, but it's apparent that knowledge that you have to know when you use
Yeah,
Mari, because it's so technical, you have to know it off the bat, isn't there.
yeah,
And that's not anyone's fault. I don't want to be like, if you use Substance, you're using it and you're wrong as an artist, because that
yeah.
isn't absolutely the case. I think the problem is
You don't learn the
um
foundation of texturing reality.
yeah, and I'm gonna pass the blame as well onto universities as well. So I'm never gonna teach at one because they'll never let me back in. But I have taught at a number of universities, and one of the reasons and I've said this multiple times, one of the reasons I started the YouTube channel I've got was because I saw what they were charging students £9,000 a year for at one of the the most well-known names when it comes to learning 3D. And I saw what those third year students knew, and they couldn't have walked out that place without, like, they wouldn't have walked into a job. They just
Yeah,
didn't know. They were third years and they didn't know enough.
yeah,
And I just felt so sorry for them, because like that's not their fault. That's the institution they've gone to, and that's like the learning that's been set up for them just isn't right.
yeah,
So how can I alleviate that somewhat? Right, let's put out that information for free on YouTube. Has kind of like that's how it all started.
yeah, for sure.
Um, Sorry, I'm trying to read some of these questions. Um, was
Oh,
it
you
easy
were
to
gonna chat.
transition from lighting to generalist? I thinking about doing the same. So my first lighting role, it was lighting and rendering. I was there for 6 months, and I basically worked on my um, folio the entire time. I modeled and textured and groomed this pug, which happened to get me. Do you remember that? I don't know
Yeah,
if you ever saw it.
can I bring the pug up?
Yeah, of course you can.
It's sick.
So that landed me a job in the groom department at NPC, because they were like, yeah, you can model and texture, but we don't have any groomers. Do you want to groom? And I was like, no, not really. I'd rather model and texture. But it was a step in the right direction. So I took it because lighting wasn't for me. Here it is.
So good, man.
I still don't think it, like, I look back on this, I'm like, it's kind of okay. Like, it's like the groom isn't like, it
I don't
took
think it's
me,
bad. I just think it's funny. I think the face is funny.
uh, I look back on some of my old work and I'm like, oh boy. But this one, I'm just like, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have a butthole either.
Of course, it's not photoreal.
No. Um, So yeah, so in terms of like transitioning, you can absolutely transition. You just need a good enough folio. Um, what is topology? Great question. Me and Andreas Mishuk literally talked about that situation to my students. Maybe you were the person who knows that got stuck in grooming. I am that person who knows that got stuck in grooming.
Yeah.
I
Oh
love
yeah. I
it.
think I've
It's
told
so
the
cool.
story of you lots of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're my example of not getting pigeonholed.
Just quit your job, people. That's how I
Yeah.
did it. I've quit multiple jobs in the VFX industry, and there's not a single one that I've looked back on and regret.
Yeah.
And like I think, oh boy, I'm gonna get really like existential at
Oh God.
10:37 at night after having one beer in an Italian restaurant. If you're not comfortable somewhere and if you're not enjoying it, like you don't need to be there. They kind of owe you nothing, and that is. I'm not going to say where I quit from, but you could find it quite easily on my LinkedIn if you really wanted to. But there are places that I wasn't happy at, and I was like, no, fuck this. Like my time is worth more. My like mental health and my enjoyment of earning money is worth more. So I quit. And some of that might have been the wrong decision at the time, but I think it was the right decision in the end. It's always paid off, and I'm not going to advocate for quitting your job, especially in the
Oh yeah.
current
I think you
situation.
should. Oh yeah. Not the current situation, but yeah, for sure. Like in calmer times, if you're not happy at your work, don't stay there. It's
Yeah,
gonna kill your passion for this job for sure.
yeah. And I never did it dramatically. I didn't poop
Yeah,
on somebody's
that's the big
desk.
thing. Don't poop
Um,
on someone's
I
desk.
thought about no. There was one. I nearly handed in my resignation letter multiple times in really bad like ways. I was like, no, I'm going to do this professionally. I'm going to see my contract out,
Yeah.
or I'm going to give them plenty of notice. And they might get pissed off. Like I remember one time I left a job and I gave them 6 week notice instead of 4.
Oh man, that's heaps of
And
notice.
yeah, and they were very bitter at me. It was they were kind of like, well, we gave you this position. We gave you like
Yeah, but they
we've
do
only
that all the time. Like studios will
yeah, it was
always try to
like
guilt you.
kind of not we've made you what you are, but I was just like, no, flip this. You wouldn't even give me a 2 grand pay rise, even though you told me I'm doing senior work. Like at that point, it's like what is like I'm not enjoying this. Why am I here? Kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, maybe I am blacklisted places. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Maybe I'm sure you're not, man. Like,
No,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
After the stream, though, you will be. No, I'm kidding.
yeah. No, I think I've also been like I think there's also like there's a bit of a culture to not speak your mind in VFX, and I do understand that to some degree, but then also there's just been some things where I haven't been able to hold my tongue, and maybe this is making me sound like I'm starting riots at places that I'm not. But there's been a few instances where I'm just like, no, like no job is worth seeing somebody treated like this or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's just me like growing up a bit and kind of caring. Like there's been times where I'm just like, I'm out of this industry. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna quit in a month anyway, and then I end up crawling back for more. But
what brings you back?
it does.
That's a good question.
No, but the thing is, I know the answer to the question. It's really sad because I really enjoy. It's not sad, but I really love 3D. When 3D is good, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're in the trenches of what's a movie like? What's an obviously fake movie of Sharknado 26, and you've been sculpting ice for 7 months,
Yeah.
and then it all gets cut, and you're like, why am I? What am I doing with my life that I'm here?
Sharknado 26 confirmed.
Yeah, you heard it here first, people. It's the insider info we all joined the
Yeah,
stream.
but I think that's something that people don't really think about. And like, for example, they'll look at my demo reel and be like, "Oh, Andrew's doing all this amazing, cool spaceship stuff," but they won't realize that that's 30% of the work. Like a lot of the time, we do stuff that no one sees. A lot of the time, we'll be making like crates or sculpting rocks. Yeah, like stuff people don't usually realize that because obviously our demo reels are all our best work. It's not.
Yeah.
Not 2 months. So what's that?
I had an interesting exchange with somebody on, I think it was on Discord the other day. This was like weeks ago, not the other day. But they were like, "Oh, I want to get into VFX because in games, all I do is background props and like it's no fun."
The same thing as well.
I was like, yeah, my reel might have these awesome assets, but that's like 5 assets over the space of 7 years. I was like, the last good asset I worked on, granted I've been unemployed for 6 months, but the last good asset I worked on was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. What was it?
And it was awesome. It was the Torterra Large from Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah, sick.
but it was also a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare to work on. And at the time, I was like, "Why am I doing this to myself?" And then I see it in cinema. I'm like, "That's why I did it to myself." I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
that's Stockholm syndrome, Michael."
I think it's kind of
Um,
funny is like in films in general, like like working on the film can be quite hard and quite tiring.
mm,
And then you're like, oh, I'll never do this again. And then you see it in the cinema and you're like, yeah, it was all right. And then,
yeah,
like, it was worth it. And then you just repeat the process.
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we've known each other like throughout our careers, and
Yeah.
I've like seen you feeling low, like I'm feeling very jaded, and I've definitely felt the same. And I think the one thing to kind of to finish off answering your question about like what keeps you coming back, and I have,
The people are
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
you're the same as well with your like you have other interests outside of VFX,
Yeah.
like with your cooking and stuff like that. And I've always found that if anybody's watching this and they're like, "Oh, I'm not enjoying my job" or anything like that, I do feel like, remember, it's just a job,
Yeah. For
um,
sure.
and you can find passion in it again by just kind of distancing yourself with it a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Remembering it's a business, like, it's not the end of the world.
yeah. And when I do stuff that isn't VFX related for a while, then I'll be like, "Oh, just jump into ZBrush." And especially with this YouTube stuff, part of the reason I really like um doing all that, I mean, it's just like crappy YouTube videos. It's not uh Sharknado 26, as I just confirmed. Um, but like it's all mine, and I quite like that
Yeah.
about it as well. And that's kind of given me the passion for it a little bit.
Yeah. Someone in the comments said, pick up cooking question mark. That's actually what I did. Like, I kind of burnt out from the industry.
Yeah.
And I took a month off and I went to culinary school.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what I did. I was like, I've had enough of this. I need a break.
Mm.
So I just did. I hopped off. I think I was working on a Star Wars film at the time. I was like, all right, I need a break, and then I just went to culinary school instead. And I had a blast. It was amazing. And then
Yeah. Completely.
yeah, for sure, it was totally worth it.
And
Uh,
it reframes your interest in stuff. And like
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
back at uni now studying something part-time,
Yeah,
and I don't know if I'm going to do that as a job. I probably won't have the opportunity to do so. But if like just studying something else is kind of not only just like help me see the wider picture of just the world, but also I now have appreciation for VFX in a new way as well, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is a shitty industry, but in other ways it's great, and vice versa.
yeah, for sure.
um and sorry, I just saw somebody saying, "Do you find it much easier to stand up for yourself like that as a senior, though?"
Oh, for
No,
sure.
it was like, so the
Maybe
what?
don't go too into
No,
detail and
I'm
stuff.
not going to go into too much detail. No, it was purely just like I witnessed something once, and I was like, I'm really not happy with that, and I made it known that I wasn't happy with it, and I stuck my neck out, and I potentially shouldn't have done it, because there was no way that situation was going to change from what was or has had happened or anything like that. But I was just like, you know what? If I don't say anything about how unpleased I am with what's going down, then I will regret this for the rest of my life. And yeah, and I don't like. Maybe that person is pissed off with me. Maybe blah blah. I don't care. Like I know I did the right thing. So it's I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna say that's what I'm gonna say because I don't know what else to say without getting into the weird like world of like HR. And if you no, anyway.
Yeah, don't go too into that sort of stuff.
No, I'm not. Uh,
I know what you're talking about though.
yeah,
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, people just have to remember it's a job. Like,
yeah,
it's cool
and
to
you
do
can,
spaceships and stuff, but like, it's not the
yeah,
end of the world, sort of thing. Don't sacrifice your happiness for the work.
yeah. And in a normal world, 6 months ago, the
Yeah,
kind of my favorite thing about this industry was like, there's been times where I've been close to burning out, and this is like when I go to universities and talk to universities, I talk about like burnout because like you
that's a
don't
real
see it
thing.
coming, and then it's there. Um, and I left a job, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing it. Like, I was like, I was looking at just getting a runner's job in a production house for like film, like for TV,
Yeah.
and just like grabbing people coffee because I was like, I want nothing to do with CG for a long time.
Damn, I didn't realize
And
it
then
hit you that
yeah,
hard.
yeah, no, I like, I was just like, um, and I found passions in other things.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then I took 2 months off, and I that cat I worked on, the lion cat thing
Yeah,
from ages ago, I did that in the downtime,
yeah.
and that's how I made my first YouTube tutorial and all that stuff. So
That kind of reignited your passion.
yeah, but also I think the main thing with that is like I knew I can't even remember where I was working at the time, but wherever I was working, I knew that I was gone at the end of that contract.
Yep.
So I was on like okay money. And so I was like, you know what? I've got 3 months left of this contract. I'm gone after this. I'm going to save every penny I can and I'm going to be like really cheap. And then I was able to take 2 months off without even like kind of batting an eyelid.
Yeah,
I
for
think that's
sure.
one of the perks of this industry is like it doesn't pay you're not on a banker's salary, but when you get to the higher realms of it, or even like the middle realms, like you can live quite comfortably, whether that's in Vancouver or
Yeah, for sure.
London, even though they're quite expensive cities.
I
Um,
so I want to
so
quickly add
if you're
something to that.
yeah,
I
go
think
for it.
it's good, important thing to keep in mind that there's definitely times where you would be without a job. So I think saving your money, like creating a nest egg, is very important. I feel because there's
Yeah,
definitely times where you won't have a job. So
yeah,
we do get paid well, but don't just because you're getting paid well, don't throw your money away
yeah,
for sure. Because there's definitely like you obviously, I mean, COVID is a completely different example, but it's
yeah,
at least you've been able to survive.
yeah.
Sorry, what were you
Um,
saying before?
no, I was just gonna say like I was just kind of smart enough and I had the foresight to be like, yeah, I'm gonna take some time off.
Yep.
But not everyone has that. And a guy I know from uni, Josh, he always used to say that you should have Josh Parks, you should
Yeah.
have 3 months of salary saved.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's
Um,
true.
and I think that's smart. And obviously, when you get into the industry, that's really difficult to do because if you're earning a runner's salary, then
That's
that might
hard.
not be possible. But when you're able to, then you should start thinking about that. And I just
Yeah.
think that's a tidbit that is worth mentioning.
Oh man, when I started in London, I saved everything. I would
Yeah,
eat, I would stay OT to get the free meal to avoid paying for food. Like, I
yeah,
saved everything I could for the first like few, like 6 months, just so I at least if I did let go, I had money to survive.
mm.
But yeah, but
Yeah.
now
See, I did
I'm
not
quite
do that
comfortable.
when I got my first
No, you
job.
didn't? Really?
I don't
Sick.
know. Like, I wasn't earning good. I wasn't earning bad. Like, I was earning
Yeah.
like a standard junior salary, but I just don't think I saved any money. I was living in some like crappy place in
Oh, I
Walthamstow,
bet.
and I wasn't
Fuck man,
going
I
out
was in
either.
Walthamstow as well.
Yeah, you were like round the corner, weren't you? But we
Yeah.
never
Oh
met
yeah,
up
that's right.
together.
That's right. Because you used to live with Josh.
Yeah,
That's so funny. We lived around the corner from each other back in the
yeah,
most ghetto fucking place in London.
yeah. And now it's probably gentrified to hell.
Jesus.
It's a funny old world.
uh,
Don't throw your
good.
money away now. What's that saying? Don't throw your money away now. We're back on the topic of VFX and wives. Oh boy.
God. Oh God. Yeah, Channel, has there been any interesting questions? Oh, we've only got 15 minutes left of the stream. Oh shit. Okay. Is VFX a good place for family? No. If we can be completely honest. VFX can be
The
hard.
amount
Like,
of yeah, there's I just know a lot of people that broke up when they moved to Vancouver.
oh
I don't
really?
know what that says about Vancouver.
It's not
Um,
Vancouver.
but I think just moving to a brand new city is stressful enough.
Yeah, I think people have
Um,
to be aware that there's a pretty high chance you'll have to relocate for your job. Like, people
yeah,
don't really consider that. Like, there's a very high chance you'll have to move. It's just something to mentally accept pretty
yeah.
early, I think.
I honestly can't speak on that topic because I haven't dated anybody properly whilst in my last 7 years. Oh boy.
Well, someone says
Uh,
don't live in Walthamstow, part of the advice. I would say
yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Don't live in Walthamstow. Oh god.
It's
Uh,
not impossible to have a family, find a partner in VFX as well, and then you'll feel like a single. Um, common salary for juniors. I mean,
depends entirely on your city, country, everything. Like, there's no
yeah,
real. I mean, yeah, there's no real definitive salary. It just
I feel
depends.
like in
But
London, in London, it's like 18 to 22.
yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
Runners being less, like for an actual like
Runner is 14.
artist role. Yeah, I was gonna say runners are 14. Um, yeah, but obviously, yeah, different countries, different cities are gonna offer um different amounts.
Yeah, when I was a runner in London, I was on 14k.
Somebody's asking, can you live on that? Yeah, I got offered a running position the same day I got offered an artist position, and I worked it out, and I think I would have used up basically all my
Yeah,
money.
you would survive, but you would just survive. Like
Yeah,
I barely traveled when I lived in London because I just didn't really have money to travel. Like I
yeah,
had enough to, I had enough to live. I say comfortably, but not travel or do
yeah.
anything.
Not be homeless.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what you're saying. You had a duvet and a pillow. That was living comfortably.
Fucking London, man, living in shoeboxes.
Yeah, I mean, I love my shoebox I'm currently sat in. It's
Yeah,
great.
you're still with Amy, right? Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so depends on the city. Montreal is probably much more comfortable for me than someone the same salary in Vancouver.
yeah. So I know Montreal flats are a lot cheaper. You
Yeah,
get more for your money.
but I know, for example, in Montreal, they'll try and offer you less money.
Oh, sure.
Like, yeah, if you like, I think that's also why not many seniors have moved from Vancouver to Montreal because they will offer you 30% less because they have lower
Oh,
cost of
really?
living. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why a lot of seniors won't move from Vancouver to Montreal because they offer you less.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I mean it's lower cost of living,
Yeah,
but you're still paid the same dollar. Like that's what's kind of annoying.
yeah.
Um,
Dune
um,
comments.
yeah.
So I'm gonna
No,
say
no,
something
no, no.
controversial about the Dune trailer.
Don't talk about it, man.
No, I just didn't like the trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't talk about the film.
I'm not gonna talk about the work, don't worry.
Yeah, all right.
I worked on it. That was cool, I guess. But I was just really underwhelmed by the trailer, and like the internet is losing their collective mind. I was like, was it that good? Like, did I don't know. I haven't read the book. I was like, I was expecting so much more because it's like Denis Villeneuve. I was like expecting like Blade Runner in the desert, and it looked like I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, don't
that's
talk too
my
much now.
1 minute review. Yeah.
Oh God. A lot of people never take cost of living into account for jobs, and it can be really bad. I think so people are really excited about the work from home thing. I think it could potentially be bad for the industry.
How so?
Well, because say for example in Vancouver, our wages are based on Vancouver's high cost of living.
Mm.
But if people can work remote, why don't they just hire the Montreal artists now for the
Oh, I
Vancouver
see. Yeah,
jobs? That's what I mean.
true.
So if you don't have to live in the same city anymore, why wouldn't they just what's a fucking random rural place in Canada?
Um,
What
Nova Scotia. It's not that
fucking
random.
yeah, fucking yeah, exactly. Why hire me when they can hire someone in Nova Scotia because they have lower cost of living, so they can have lower price. I think that's
Mm.
the most scary thing
Yeah,
about the
I
future of
actually,
this
yeah, I didn't think about it like that actually.
because we're still technically the same country.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I've seen like Van is high, like just Canada in general is hiring like crazy, whereas London isn't. I was like, could I have a visa? It's like, no, you need a visa.
Wait, you still need a visa to work for Canada from London?
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm assuming potentially because maybe you have to go there when, if and when you can get into the like the office or whatever.
Mm.
It's weird though. I did have an interview um
Oh yeah, you
that
told
ended up
me
falling
with
through, but like that was a Canadian company, and I was a bit like, wait, how is this going to work?
yeah for sure.
But then I've done freelance for a company in America.
I think there's a
Um,
difference between freelance and being an employee though.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think actually, yes. Now you mentioned that, I think I would have been a freelancer. I would have been paid like no benefits or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's potentially why.
Yeah, so that's the
Yeah,
thing. I think that's the most concerning thing about the future of working from home is the fact that now there's no technical reason for me to live in Vancouver. If
yeah,
we just never go back to the office. This is all
yeah.
hypothetical, of course.
Oh, so you're
So
telling me you're moving to Nova Scotia, are you? Is that how
yeah,
you're breaking it?
that's what I mean. Like they could expect people to relocate to cheaper cities to do the work. This is just a
Yeah,
hypothetical situation,
yeah.
but it's kind
No,
of that's
I
the
see
thing.
what you're saying.
So why hire a dude that lives in London when you can hire someone in fucking where are you from?
Wow. I'm from Milton Keynes, and I
Milton
will not
Keynes.
hear a bad word said about it.
No,
Don't pay attention
but
ever.
I'm sure it's much cheaper to live in Milton Keynes, right?
Yeah,
So you could offer a lower salary. Like I think that's the biggest threat. I think well,
yeah,
it's something we need to be careful about.
yeah,
Is people in these lower cost of living cities can't they could potentially screw us if they don't think about these sort of things.
mm,
Yeah, they already do that. Like that's
yeah.
yeah.
They already do that.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Um, let's see. Facebook was talking about people changing that are working from home salary. Yeah, I hate that as well because we're still doing the same work, but we'll see. We don't know. COVID has definitely flipped everything upside down, as in the future of the industry. So we simply don't know. We're just
And
yeah,
it's like it's also it's just every industry as well.
yeah, for
Sorry to take
sure.
it away from VFX, but I've just had dinner with my friend who's a teacher,
Yep.
and just like what she was describing sounded like a page from Handmaid's Tale, like the way the kids all have to line up now, and like it's like this weird
Wait, what?
dystopian dictatorship. Like the kids have to go to like the playground every hour and like line up there, and then they've got this like signal where like Hunger Games where she puts I'm signaling but you can't see me, where she puts like her three fingers up. They have to do that, and then it's like one, put your arm up, two, put your arm down, three, put your arm up, and then mask up. It's like this weird thing to get them to behave or something, and then they run them off to the class. And I was like, God, it sounds like Handmaid's Tale. But
Really?
yeah, it's just what, like, I guess just with every single industry, we're in this brand new world where kind of they're trying their best. Like everyone's trying their best, but doesn't mean it's necessarily being executed the best. Like everyone means well, but
Yep.
we just don't know how it's going to be, how it's going to end up. By the way, the spaceship is looking dope.
Yeah,
I've like
thanks.
seen the thumbnails and I've like watched some of the stuff on
Yeah,
YouTube.
man, did you see that
Um,
comment on YouTube?
no, what was
I gotta
that?
show you. It's really funny.
I love I love YouTube comments.
I know it's so
I
funny.
try not to like let the ones that are like mean annoy me, but I've also just
Oh,
like
I didn't
stopped
find it mean.
giving
I
a
just found
crap.
it funny.
No, I've had some that are just like some slight personal digs, and I try not to take it personally, but sometimes it's like it's difficult when you put loads of time into something and you feel like the comment is completely ungrounded. Um,
This comment here. Can you you read this one?
wait, I can't see anything.
Okay.
Oh wait. Uh, oh,
You read
I
it.
can't see the name. I understand the idea of the video was to introduce and show the modeling techniques, but holy crap, that vehicle was awfully designed.
There's this one.
Sure.
I know, right? That's so funny. I find that shit hilarious though.
Who is the voice with Andrew? I am the voice of your subconscious, and I'm coming through the
Oh
airways.
god, what an annoying
My
voice
name
then. Oh,
is
no, I'm kidding.
hey. My name's Michael Wilde, and I do stuff on the internet. Mainly, I sell feet pictures for
Fucking hell.
money on OnlyFans because it will keep my light on. No,
You'll
I
probably earn more
do
money than VFX to be fair.
tutorials. Pardon, sorry.
You'll probably earn more money than VFX to be fair.
I know. Well, I don't have that nice feet. That's the problem. Got some killer elbows. Um,
Jesus Christ.
but no, my name is Michael Wilde. I do modeling and texturing videos and stuff on the internet.
Yeah, I haven't. We should probably just link your stuff. I haven't shown them your YouTube channel. We should probably just do that.
I'm just gonna wait. Here's
Oh,
links, baby. We're coming links. If anyone
oh
wants to follow my new Instagram, and then that's where you can see my feet photos. Actually,
Jesus Christ. Oh, what's your art
what is my
station?
new Instagram? Michael Wild VFX.
What's your
I can't spell pictures. Hi, I'm Michael Wild.
Oh my god, I can hear your voice. Man, that video is so funny. It's the fact that you hate it as well, which makes it even better.
Which one's the one that comes up
Yeah, that's the
automatically?
one that we just heard on the stream.
Every damn time I like try and look at like stats or like comments or something, it would just be like, "Hi, my name's Michael Wild. I'm a modeling and texturing artist, and this is my YouTube." I'm just like, "Shut up, guy!" And I'll be like sat
Uh,
on my laptop, and I'll just need to like check something on YouTube, and like it would just come up, and Amy will be like subjected to it again, and then my
poor Amy.
parents found it.
Oh
So
god.
in there, I make a dig to my parents. I'm like, I'm a modeling and texturing artist, but don't worry if you don't know what that is. Neither do my parents. My parents are lovely. They do know what I do for a living. My mum, like, I'm on a FaceTime with them. My mum's like, Michael, I'd just like to let you know we do know what you do, and we're very proud of you. And then my dad was like, "Oh, that video cuts off at the end. I don't think you recorded it properly." I was like, "No, Dad, that's the joke." He's like, "Oh, it's not very funny, is it?" I was like, "Okay."
So your parents didn't approve of your humor either.
No, they don't.
God. We're very proud of you, Michael.
Thank you so much.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's so funny.
Did I re-topo my pug in Topo Gun? That's so funny because I've just made a video today slagging off
Oh
Topo
my
Gun.
god.
Uh,
So funny,
I
man.
like yeah, I was like retoppering something. I've like got 80 gigabytes worth of video footage for the Squirtle series.
Yeah,
I've
holy
just been
shit,
like
man. Oh yeah,
sat
well,
here.
I'll show the stream your Squirtle. It's pretty cool.
I've just been sat all day trying to edit. I've got it down into 14 digestible chunks, and now I need to narrate it.
I like
It's
how
just
Channel will link to your YouTube in the video section, so you can bypass your introduction video.
oh perfect. Yeah, get rid of me. Don't want to see that.
But yeah, man, your Squirtle's pretty fucking cool, man. Yeah, so Michael's. Oh, turn that off. So yeah, Michael streams on Twitch as well. So he did this live on Twitch. If you want to follow him as well, definitely give Michael a follow. Yeah, it's very cool, man.
Yeah, I
I like
don't
the
I don't
sunglasses.
stream anywhere near as much as Andrew. This got quite high up on the Pokemon subreddit as well.
Hmm?
Um, last time when it didn't have textures, I got so many like comments like "This is ungodly. Thanks for ruining my nightmares."
Jesus.
But yeah, it looks a bit better now with color.
Yeah, man, it looks
Um,
quite cool. I like the eyes. The eyes are cute.
yeah, the eyes are really good. So I need to shout out to Tom Newbury's tutorial for that because I've done eyes before.
Someone
Um,
says that's average.
yeah, it probably is to be fair. I don't blame you.
Ah, the internet.
I've got
Ign
nothing more to say to that. Um,
so cool.
But yeah, no, I'm making a video series out of it now. I'm going to try and put some on YouTube, but it's going to be a Gumroad thing in the end because
Yeah, sick.
my feet pictures aren't selling very well.
Yeah.
So no, but there's so much work involved in this. So I want to put some free stuff up on YouTube, but the majority of it will be up on Gumroad in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been streaming it. I haven't been streaming as much as Andrew. I just like weirdly in COVID, I've been the busiest I've ever been. So it's
Really?
like trying to nail down a schedule has just been wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and reel off my problems on somebody else's
Jeez.
stream, but yeah, it's just been a mental 6 months, isn't it?
Damn. Yeah, chat. So we have like a minute left, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. So do you guys have any like last minute questions for Michael? And then we're gonna play Fall Guys. You wanna play Fall Guys, right?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah,
I've
we'll
got
do
no
it.
costumes though on my Steam one. I've got it all on my PS4 one.
Oh, it's alright. It's alright. I'll
See if
I'll
I'm
run the
bad. That's
default
fine.
character with you as well. It's fine. But yeah,
Yeah,
how
if anybody has any questions, like
we can
feel
keep
free, like
answering them.
throw them on the Fall Guys comments as well whilst we're playing that.
Is this the last audio stream? No, this is the second last. So on this stream we kind of just we just refined by adding little details on breakup on the surface. So yeah, next Saturday we're gonna be doing we're gonna be finishing the asset, like doing the last hierarchy, fixing the last bit of UVs. So yeah, make sure you tune in next Saturday because we're gonna do yeah, we're gonna wrap up the asset and we will be finished, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna end the stream now, but don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna end it so the video can cut off and I can send it to YouTube. But yeah, thank you very much for everyone for tuning into the audio stream. We're gonna be doing Fall Guys if you guys want to linger around. So yeah,
Jelly Bean Madness.
Jelly Bean Madness, yeah, sick.
Yeah.